The Niagara Children's Festival is bursting with creativity, offering live theater performances and art-based activities for young audiences and families. Joining me in the studio is Artistic Director of Carousel Players, Monica Dufault. Monica, thank you for joining us today. And how did the festival come to life through Carousel Players?
Well, 3 years ago, we celebrated our 50th anniversary season. So Carousel Players has been producing and touring theater for children from St. Catharines and all over the Niagara region for over 50 years. So we held a festival to celebrate our 50th anniversary, and we thought, this is great, we need to do more of this. And so that's how we initiated the event, and last year was our first year, and so this year will be our second.
Right, so the second annual Niagara Children's Festival is coming back this May, and everyone is invited. So why don't you tell us what families can expect?
Okay, well, it's spread over a couple of dates. We have two pop-up events coming on May the 3rd and May the 10th. One is in Pelham in the Font Hill Community Center, and one is in West Lincoln. So these are like little tastes of what the festival will be like. There'll be live performances, activities, free activities for kids to do and families. And then the main event happens over the May long weekend. We have an opening night performance of a show from England called I Wish I Was a Mountain. It's sort of a fairy tale with live music, interactive elements for kids really from 5 up to teenagers. On the Friday, the 15th, I think that is, we're doing a bike parade. So we're going to invite people to come to Silver Spire Church. That's where our offices are. And we're having a supper market for families. You can bring your bike and decorate it. And then we're going to launch on a bike parade through downtown to kind of initiate the festival. And we'll follow that with a dance party that evening, DJ'd by Marinko.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And how can people get involved if they want to do that?
Oh, well, that's a free event, so you can just show up on the Friday. And then our ticketed events are on the Saturday and the Sunday. We're being hosted by the School of Fine and Performing Arts at Brock University, their downtown campus. So we have performances in their theaters, in their studios, outdoors and indoors.
Okay. Well, our team's been busy, Carolyn, our producer, doing some research here. So let's get into that. So staying with the impact you really do bring to students. So according to the Ontario Early Years and Family Centre's initial plan for the Niagara region, some of the issues that are of most concern for children are social competence and emotional maturity. So how important is it to have theater education for young minds in keeping with that theme?
Oh, thank you for asking that question. I mean, that is really what Carousel Players is committed to. We bring our shows to schools outside of the festival. We have workshops for students in schools and outside of schools. We have a drama program that runs through the summer as well as on weekends during the school year. So we're committed to that kind of arts-based education that builds that emotional strength in kids, leads to community building, their ability to work with one another, cooperative storytelling. Those are all things that we do. So in our festival weekend, there are opportunities for kids to do interactive arts where they're the art creators, where they're engaged with the project or the event. And those are free events that happen between the ticketed events. So if a family is interested in coming to see one or two of our shows, they can also, space those out and anticipate doing free activities between the shows.
Okay, and this kind of lends me perfectly for the next question. So the festival also seems to answer that increased demand for arts and educations for students across Ontario as we are starting to see a reduced access to the arts at some points. So how can we make sure that theatrical performances stay in the curriculum?
Wow, that is a great question, and I hope we can answer that together. Well, we make our shows affordable, first of all. We fundraise so that we can bring our shows and our arts-based activities to schools who don't necessarily have the means to afford them. We fundraise every year so that we have at least 10 free performances available to schools in the Niagara region. We also work with sponsors who will sponsor specific shows. So that's one of the ways that we ensure access. And for our theater school activities, we always have bursaries available so that students, families who may not be able to afford that otherwise can access the arts.
Well, I think that you nailed it. That answers everything there. And it's so important because some people don't realize that it is so accessible, and bursaries, which is very helpful. So what does it take to put on something like the Niagara Children's Festival?
Months and months of planning.
Okay.
So we have artists coming from all over Canada and outside of Canada. So we work in advance so that we ensure that they have everything that they need. We have a wonderful technical team and production team that sets up the lighting for each performance so that they are well, so that we enjoy what we see.
Yes.
It's
Visual
high
medium
production
there, yeah.
values, yes. I think the other thing I would say is that because it's a new event, we're still telling the story of this festival and how perhaps we have other partners who could be involved. So we're working with Maison de la Culture Francophone de Niagara, so the Francophone community, especially in the southern part of the Niagara region. We're ensuring that we have programming that is in French and English or bilingual so that those families can also feel that they are part of the festival. We have a wonderful company coming from Quebec, Magicario. They are a puppet and stilt performer duo.
Wow.
They have these beautiful puppets that are somewhere between a bird and a dinosaur. They're about 10 feet tall and they perform with music. So that will be a free performance available on the weekends.
Wow, well, there is so much happening, and we're very much looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us in studio today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.